Last week, Lisa and I returned from leading our fourth Beth Yeshurun family mission to Israel. It's always a pleasure to bring congregants of all ages to a place that I love. And I've had the honor of going to Israel many times in my life, living there for 2 years. But there was something very different about this trip. One, I've never seen Israel more confident in itself. The economy, business, construction was booming. Everywhere you went, Israel was alive, technology was better than it's ever been, and there's a real sense in Israel today that the world is actually dependent on Israel technology. Israel truly has become an economic and technological powerhouse. But I also sensed something in Israel that was even more profound. As many of you know, 2 weeks ago, the United Nations Security Council passed a resolution condemning Israel for settlement construction in the West Bank in East Jerusalem. And on the one hand, this caused a lot of fear in Israel. Even from people that are against the settlements, they felt strongly that the United States should have vetoed that resolution. There is a sense in Israel today of fear of the upcoming isolation that this resolution may cause for all Israelis. But at the same time, while there's a great sense of fear in Israel today, what may happen, the response to that fear, to me, was the most profound thing I felt when I was in Israel. Because the response to that fear isn't hate. The message we heard from speaker after speaker, from tour guide after tour guide, at every place we went, was that they are going to continue to pledge not to teach their children to hate. Despite the UN resolution, despite some of the incitement to violence that comes out of Gaza and parts of the West Bank every single day, Israelis are still united not to teach their children to hate, but instead to continue to teach their children to hope. To hope one day that peace will finally be found in Israel. The hope one day that they'll be able to get along better with their Arab neighbors. And the hope one day that Israel, like all the other nations of the world, will finally be left alone to continue to thrive as she has already. Imagine, so many Israelis told us, if Israel could simply be left alone, imagine how many more accomplishments and how many even more extraordinary things Israel could do. It's always a pleasure to bring congregants to Israel, and I hope to bring many of our congregants, many more of you in the years and decades ahead, to a place that is always inspiring, and to me was more inspiring than it's ever been, because despite the great challenges, Israelis continue to hope for a better future. You can feel it, you can sense it, and truly we can all learn from it. I'll have a lot more to say about my trip tonight at Beth Yeshurun for my sermon. I hope you can be there. Shabbat Shalom.